Hello my lovelies, this is going to be a charm reading. We're going to do two different boards. We're going to do our general board with all these goodies on it, and we're going to do the zodiac one with all the goodies on it. So let's start with the zodiac one first. Spirit, we are almost at the end of September, so October 1st is like in one day, I think. So let's see what's the energy around October. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we have the moon that fell off, so we don't count those. The bicycle, letter O. I feel like someone might be making an O face. And some transformation with the butterfly. So let's see. We're going to start up here at the top. So in Aries, in self, we have the unicorn. So I feel like there's some magical things that could be changing in your world. I feel like there's this air of mystery somewhere. There's mysticism. They're also telling me somebody's a little skeptical of something, but this is the area of self, right? The first house. So I feel like you're going through some sort of major transformation somewhere in your life. It could also involve finances, right? And we know that they're probably changing for the better. So I feel like money could be changing for you. All right, let's see. In the house of money, we also have a dog. So I feel like you're either doing something with dogs that costs a lot of money. Your dog could cost you a lot of money. Mine definitely do, just in food alone. But there's something to do with money and dogs. Some of you might be like buying like a purebred breed of dog or something, maybe grooming or vet bills, things like that. Hopefully they're just maintenance bills, but it is going to cost some money. We also have the key. So I feel like something's being unlocked in your money sector in the month of October. So this is for everybody. I feel like there is some knowledge or some keys of wisdom that unlock something to generate more income. We also have the squirrel. So that would tell us that we are either saving for a rainy day or we're like putting our resources. Maybe you're going to have money in savings if you haven't been able to do things like that. But I do feel like you're going to have some accumulation of wealth and money in October. Love that. All right. In Gemini, we have the little deer. So that could be somebody's little nickname is deer. Maybe you call somebody deer. It's like Bambi is what this makes me think of. They're also making me think that somebody could be an orphan, right? Like maybe you grew up not knowing your parents, things like that. I feel like you're about to find your sense of belonging. That's fun. Okay. We also have the cross. So maybe you're deepening your spiritual or religious pursuits. You have the wheel. So lots of good luck coming for you. I feel like especially towards work and money. You might also be the star. You might see stars like in the sky. Maybe you start to see like shooting stars, things like that. Love that. Let's see, what is this little one? We have a little angel that says, "To the one I love." So you might be meeting or falling in love. Love that for you. Could also be something that happens like around work and money. They're showing me what looks like a bank. So maybe like you have a crush on your bank teller or something. That's funny. How cute. All right. In our third house of the mind, we have the letter N. So somebody with the letter N in their name could be really a deep thinker during October. It's also with Libra. So could be finding some balance between like your thoughts and things that you're actually doing. All right, fourth house of home and family, we have another little deer. So I feel like there could be an addition to your family. They keep giving me stuff to do with like adoption and orphans. So maybe somebody's actually going to adopt. Could be an animal, could be a human. But I feel like somebody might be adding to their family. Love that. And we have the peace sign. So bringing in some harmony, peace, and balance. Love that. All right. Fifth house of love. We have Cancer over here. I feel like somebody's starting to do some projects around the house, or maybe they're working on a love relationship. We have Gemini over here. So you could be with a Gemini or a Cancer. You definitely have that energy in there. All right, sixth house of health. We have Pisces over here. So the houses don't necessarily match up. They're just what it happens to fall in. Pisces, we have the bullet. So you might be biting off more than you can chew. I feel like you also maybe need to go in for some sort of health screening because this falls in that house of health. So there could definitely be something with needing to, they're telling me hit the mark. That's interesting. But there's something going on with health that needs addressing, okay? Could also be, let's see, I can never remember which chakra this one happens to be. I want to say that looks like the crown chakra. So there could be some things going on with like thoughts. Maybe there's some health issues going on with the head itself. So if that applies, definitely go get those checked out. All right. 7th house of relationships, marriage, and contracts. We have the Lion. So you might be dealing with a Leo. We also have Scorpio energy with that. So I feel like there is some contracts, negotiation. It's going to take courage is what it feels like. And we have the palm tree. So maybe you're going to sign a contract that has you move. Maybe you're going to sign like a marriage contract, things like that. But I feel like it leads to stability. I feel like it leads to a lot of happiness for you as well. Okay, let's see. In our 8th house of death, sex, inheritance, and let's see, shared money, we have the alien. So I want to believe, maybe you want to believe that things are going to change and transform. I feel like you could also be entering into some sort of commitment. We have another Lion, so Leo energy, as well as we have Capricorn here. I feel like there's some things that are ending so that you can turn over a new leaf, right? Change and transformation. 8th house is all about death and rebirth, right? And so it's technically Scorpio energy. So I would say that you're going through some major changes. I feel like some of that might be in commitments, and some of that could also be in like shared resources. So marriage, commitments, things like that, where maybe you have like joint accounts, things like that. You benefit from the other person maybe making some money, things like that, or an inheritance. 9th house, we have travel. We have the tree of life. So you might be traveling someplace that has to do with like connecting to your roots. Could be things to do with like genealogy that you're maybe studying. Maybe you want to go to a place where your ancestors were from. I do think you'll have the money to be able to do so. I feel like we also have some angel guidance coming in loud and clear. And we have the little fox head. So I feel like you're going to be really smart about how you do this. They're telling me wheeling and dealing, and we have Taurus energy here. So I feel like, you know, maybe you're going to kind of schmooze them a little bit. You're going to get the best deal possible. So I feel like those things are changing for you as well. 10th house, careers, goals, and public image. We have the ocean waves. So maybe you're about to make waves in your career. Love that for you. We have Virgo energy. Mine is in Virgo in my 10th house, I think. And so there could be some big things changing in your career in the month of October. You know, waves can come in really like calm, right? Really therapeutic, tranquil, or waves can come in like a tsunami and like take things out, right? And like completely devastate things. The ocean is powerful, right? The ocean can drown things, or it can start fresh and wash away the stuff you don't like. So in your career, I feel like it's really important in October you set some kind of lofty goals is what Spirit's giving me, so that you can achieve these milestones, because October looks like it's going to be a good month for money and career. 11th house in your social circle, we have believe in love. So you might meet love through friends. We have Leo energy over there. We have a lot of Leo stuff showing up in this chart. So I feel like you could be, they're telling me, rubbing elbows with Leos. Maybe this Leo is not only going to help you in business, but also be a romantic interest. So there you go. All right, 12th house, spiritual endings and karma. We have the letter R, so if you have letter R in your name, you might be dealing with some endings or karma. We also have the star, so I feel like endings are bringing new beginnings. And we have the tree of life, so this would indicate that you might be planting some roots. I feel like, you know, trees are around sometimes for hundreds to thousands of years if they're undisturbed. And I feel like you are mastering lessons in the month of October so that you can absolutely grow, right? We're shedding the old versions of ourselves and emerging transformed, just like the leaves on a tree will shed in the fall in order to give way to new growth in spring. Love that. All right, so our second board, it's just our everything board, our general board. So let's see what's happening, Spirit. What's going on for October? We have a lot of charms that came out. Ooh, try not to drop them off the table. There we go. We have the little fairy in the moon that fell off. So I feel like enlightened communication coming in. We have the baseball and the baseball gloves. So someone might be a sports fan. Baseball might be your jam. We have love always. So remember, love is the key to turning things around. We have a ring, so there could be some commitments that are coming in October. We have a rose. They're showing me The Bachelor. You know how the TV show The Bachelor, where will you take this rose? Someone could be bringing you roses, making you a love offer. Okay, we have Saturn. I think Saturn is still retrograde. I can't remember. I'm not an astrologer, but Saturn could be significant. So wherever Saturn is in your birth chart, that house would be, they're telling me amplified. There's something going on with an amplification. Okay. You're about to leave your mark, I feel like, in October. So this is the bottle cap. It says, drink Coca-Cola mark. So I do think you're about to pop off. You're about to really leave your mark somehow. We do have the army wife, so someone might be an army wife. We have the Bible that came off there, so you might be studying scripture. You could also be somebody who is like learning, right? Books, knowledge, learning. Is there anything else we need to tell them with that? They say study hard. Love it. Okay. So in let go, we have the Pepsi can. So you might need to be letting go of like sugar. Maybe you're transforming in that area. In fresh start and let go, we have the rocket ship. So you're about to take off. You're about to make a fresh start, letting go of all of the past things. We have fresh start and setbacks. We have the baseball glove. I feel like two things. You're going to knock it out of the park is what they tell me, and that you're going to be like a catch. So don't let the setbacks hold you back from your fresh start and new beginning, because I feel like you're really about to go the distance. Something is drastically about to change for you in your world, and so you need to be prepared to release so that you can make room for the new to come in. In body, we have the stethoscope. So I feel like if anybody's dealing with any sort of health issues, we want to address those, right? We don't want to ignore those until they get worse. We want to address that. We have the clothespin. So I feel like there needs to be almost like a reminder set to where you actually, it's like, oh yeah, I meant to go do those things, right? Don't keep putting that off. New opportunities, we have the sun. So I feel like Spirit's about to, they're giving me the words, unleash beautiful beginnings for you, okay? The old stuff that we don't want is exiting, and we're about to hit some success. We have the bat. Some of these things might happen at night, right? Bats are nocturnal. They're telling me you're about to be on somebody's radar. Love that. So radar for success. This comes out in the success box. So I feel like you've been working tirelessly behind the scenes, and now Spirit is about to bless you in a very public way. Love it. Okay. We also have Sagittarius energy. So some Sagittarius are going to find some success in October. In caution and avoid it, we have the star. You might be avoiding something that puts you in a public space, or like in the view of public, something that's not private, something that's more out there. Interesting. Okay, we also have the rose. You could be avoiding love at this time. Okay, and we have a cat. Maybe you're allergic to cats. Maybe you're avoiding them. They're telling me something to do with black cats. They're not evil. They're just cats. So be nice to all of the animals. But there's something that you're avoiding in that area. And we also have the family tree. So you might be avoiding family at this time. There could definitely be some trust issues there. Those need to be worked through. In Guide Me, we have the wolf. So you might be a loner. Maybe you're asking for some sort of divine wisdom to guide you. They're telling me away from being lonely. Interesting. Okay. And we have the onion. So there's lots of layers to you. I feel like there's lots of hidden depth and wisdom. And so I feel like you do need to let spirit guide you towards where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing. In spiritual, we do have the ring. So maybe there's going to be some sort of physical commitment. I feel like you've been working through a lot of things. You might be doing some spiritual work. There could definitely be like a shift in your career path. And I do think you really take off. You're elevating in the month of October. In work, we have the ocean waves. So I feel like, again, work is going to be a big thing in the month of October for a lot of you that really just like gets off the ground, it gets going, things really just start to finally move. They're showing me a ship at sea and it's on kind of turbulent or rocky water. And then all of a sudden it's calm. So you've done the hard work in order to actually transform the energy and make things better. So in October, there is some sort of actual shift. And they're saying globally that there is a shift that's occurring in order to transform the energy around your work or career sector. And you're about to be a star, okay? Lots of stars. So, somebody could potentially end up like famous. They're saying get that bag, right? The little purse there. So I feel like you'll be paid for this work, which is important. In learning lessons, we have the sun, so new beginnings, right? Because we're transforming, we're coming out of difficulties in order to get to where we want to be. Love may also be coming in. Love could have been a really difficult lesson for some of you for a long time. And I feel like angels want to bless you. Let's see, we have another tiny little tree. There could be some lessons that we learned about family that I feel like, my nose is itching really bad. So definitely lessons surrounding family. I feel like we're learning to let go. We're learning that just because that's where we come from doesn't mean that that's our future, right? That we can detach from things that are negative. And we have another unicorn. I feel like you're kind of like the missing link in the family, meaning that you are like the keeper of secrets, the wise one, the one that's going to break the cycles, right? You're the cycle breaker, the curse breaker of your bloodline. And so you have this kind of air of mystery around you, this mystique. I feel like there's going to be some major breakthroughs as long as you feel like you're connected to divine energy. And if you feel disconnected, it's important that you tune in because Spirit's about to guide you to your blessings. Love it. Okay. In Transform and Old Flame, we have the tape measure. Maybe somebody made you feel like you didn't quite measure up. Sorry, these are shiny, so they don't show up great. We're not comparing new people to old people, and we're transforming, so you may not resonate with old energy any longer, right? You might not resonate with a past partner any longer because you vibrate differently, and so do they more than likely. So you guys probably won't be in sync any longer. In End It, we have the moon and stars. I feel like the moon always reveals secrets, right? It always reveals people's motives. It always reveals people's true intentions. And so I think something's about to be revealed so that you can see truly what it is and you can choose to walk away if it doesn't serve. All right, we also have in Love and Romance, we have a little kitten. So that might be somebody's name, kitten. Cute. So I feel like there's this really soft, gentle, cuddly energy in Love and Romance. Who couldn't use more of that, right? So I do think that you might have love connection coming in that's very sweet, very gentle, very romantic, and might make you purr like a kitten. Oh, cute. Okay. In friends, ooh, you might have a frenemy. We have a snake. They're telling me that Lilith might be removing some not so great friendships from your life. They're frenemies. They're not meant for you. They were a lesson. You could also be seeing snakes as a reminder that you are protected and that you need to step away from anything that feels like it's not for you, right? And Spirit's going to help remove the snakes from your life. All right, so let's see. In home, we have the cobra. So you could be dealing with snakes all over the place, and that's why we're transforming, right? We're shedding our skin, we're shedding old versions of ourselves, we're transforming, and then we're transmuting the energy into something better. So I feel like there's things changing around the home in October as well, whether that's eliminating toxicity, whether that's decluttering, whether that's beautifying our home. Something is changing, transforming, and being let go of. In shadow work, we have a butterfly, some more transformation energy coming in, right? The shadow work is a big key to that. In good luck, we have, this looks like a little fox to me. How cute. So you might see a little fox, could be online, could be in real life. They're showing me what looks like a storybook, like a children's book with a fox on it. If you come across something like that, this message was definitely for you. So there's good luck coming in. When you see the fox, that means that good luck is coming in. All right. In health, I feel like we are taking good care of like beauty routines or, oh, thank you. That you need to spend some time on self-love and self-care, right? We don't have to be supermodels, but we do have to take good care of ourselves so we feel good, right? And so health is going to be a focus as well. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong. It means that we're doing like preventative maintenance, like you would on your car, right? Or your home. You know, you want to make sure your tires are operational. You've got enough oil and antifreeze in the car to make it run smoothly. And so I feel like in October, health is going to be a priority for the collective, that we need to make sure that we're taking good care of our health mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, so that we are operating the way that we're supposed to. And we have a flower in organize. So I do think that for some of you, there's been like a lot of things going on throughout the summer. And so now might be the time where we like purge and declutter things in order to get organized for the upcoming holiday busy season. I also feel like you're about to bloom because you're very organized. That's interesting. I see like, what are those called? Like manila envelopes, manila folders with like all these little tabs and attachments, right? Very meticulously done. I see bookcases that everything's beautifully lined up. Everything looks pristine. I feel like the home itself or the office is very, very clean. Everything's very organized. And I feel like there is somebody that notices this quality about you, and that might actually benefit you going forward as well. That's what I have for you, my lovelies. Have a wonderful rest of your day.